leave. Because I don't want to leave.
Alright,
Who's that, Bradford High?
Name available.
Oh.
Liv's leaving,
Yeah, because I don't want to like.
and she's gonna kick the dog off the couch.
Are you sure you want me to stay?
You can stay if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna stay. I'm just
You
gonna.
just have to be quiet.
Okay, you good? Are you good? Alright.
Alrighty.
Alright. Special guest Liv.
Special guest, Olivia Villa.
Alright, ready to go, Ma?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Here we go. Episode 17 of Make the Right Play. It's me, it's Carlos. What's going on? We got the coach over here on my left in the couchesman. We have special guest Olivia on camera, sick Olivia. And we got Mr. Max sleeping on the coach's legs over here. We got a packed house here for episode 17. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm just very tired today.
Yeah, I heard you were telling me you had a long day today. Long start to the day.
At first I couldn't sleep that well last night, and there was an owl outside the window.
Really? An owl?
Yeah,
In
I'm
Bradford?
I'm not used to hearing owls.
Yeah, that's
And it was
a little weird.
Woo, 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 woo.
You know, they usually say that owls signal aliens.
Well,
That's the truth. That a lot of aliens come down as owls.
it also, I learned today, symbolizes the feminine spirit.
Little feminazi action going on? Is this,
No,
is this
not
a political
feminazi.
speech?
No,
You
not
wanna give a quick
feminazi.
speech to the
Just
ladies?
the feminine spirit.
The feminine spirit. All right.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, so we got lots to talk about today. The pool is open. We talked about that last week, I think.
Well,
Or on
we put it.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we opened
opened
it
the
up
pool
on Monday, but it's starting to look good already.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you? I know we're kind of keeping a lot of stuff under wraps. How's the life on the market treating you?
Well, it's getting better.
It's getting a little better.
The offers are getting closer to asking, but
All right, here we
until we get that magic number.
You ain't changing a thing.
Well, it's just that, we put our hearts and souls into this house, and we did a lot of work,
Yeah.
and,
And you want everything you deserve.
don't
for the house.
lowball me.
That's right.
Well, it's not only that, too, but it's also all the work that we did on the landscaping.
Right.
So it's not just the house. I mean, we invested thousands of dollars into the landscaping of this property, and we have an irrigation system. Like, there are a lot of things that we have that make life bearable,
I agree 100%.
So,
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great things that this house adds. Not just the house itself, but the outdoor living space is unreal.
the lifestyle.
Yeah,
Instead of having to worry about watering your lawn,
you have an irrigation system.
we have an irrigation system,
Right, just walk to the
and it
garage.
waters your plants too, and they're gorgeous perennials. And
Gorgeous.
so-
I even said when we pulled up the driveway today, I said that the plant area looks phenomenal.
what do you think of the pink bush?
I think the big bush looks great.
Doesn't it look so beautiful?
I think it looks gorgeous. I think it's awesome. I think it adds a very tasteful, colorful option to the front of the house. I think it looks phenomenal.
And one thing that Leon even said to me the other day, Leon said, all over your property something's blooming. He goes, it's not like you just have stuff that blooms one time a year and then, that's it.
Yeah.
He's like, all year round from the spring to the fall, you have different plants blooming all over the property. And that's
I agree.
true.
No, that is true. I mean, but that's all you. I mean, you plant so much and have worked so hard so that happens. So you should be rewarded by getting that asking price. I don't think that there's any debate on
You know
that.
what it is I want somebody who's going to buy it to really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like,
And build upon it, I think, too.
Right, and just, like, this is God's beauty. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when you have beautiful plants and perennials and, nature's landscape, it's like, this is God's beautiful,
That's right.
artistic, and, it's like, I want somebody to buy the house who's going to appreciate all the hard work that we put into it.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. So we're getting there.
It's so
We're
funny.
getting there. We're working at it.
In the beginning, Dad's like, what do you care? What do you care? You just want somebody with money. What do you care? Why do you care who buys the house? Then somebody came up and they were like, oh, we should cut down that Christmas tree. How dare they say they will cut down my Christmas tree? That's not the right buyer.
That's right. They're not the right fit for this house. They don't deserve it.
So he had planted. Like he didn't care, but the minute that it was his Christmas tree getting
That's
cut
right.
down, he was like,
Look, that's a very important Christmas tree. That's not a fuck around
that thing
Christmas tree.
started as a little tiny bush when
Well,
I
I
planted it.
remember when we first planted it because I think didn't we have other trees over there and then we took them down.
Well, no, that's where the pines were. When I planted that thing, that was at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
And it was just like a regular thing, just growing that didn't match, and it just.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what, this thing, let me just take it out and
Right.
just
I
plant
remember
it.
we had all that,
Because we
that
didn't have a
stuff
lot of
back
money
there.
back then, so I needed to like find little things on our property and like repurpose it, let's
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't like the view with the vines growing on those trees and stuff. So I said, oh, you know what? I'll put an evergreen in front of the living room window, so when you look out the living room window, you don't see like all those vines in the winter, and it's beautiful.
It's
now.
not some tree. I think that tree is phenomenal. I think everybody loves our tree. I mean, we turned it into such an awesome tree. You said it looked like Rockefeller Center.
It did. I'll
when you
tell
saw
you,
it
it
during
looked
Christmas
so beautiful this Christmas. It really was so nice.
It did look really good. We did a good job this Christmas. Oh, crazy week, huh? Well, how was your Cinco de Mayo yesterday?
It sucked.
It sucked?
It was
You
awful.
guys didn't do anything good?
Well, we were going to try to go out, but you needed reservations for Jalapeno Heaven. Cuckoo's Nest had an hour's wait. I hate guacamole.
You hate guacamole?
I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of guacamole. So we settled on Donovan's Reef because we figured we could get nachos there.
And what'd you get to dinner? A burger? You got a burger.
I got
What
the
is it?
almond crusted chicken salad.
Oh, that's crap. That's.
But we
Did
had
you get
the
a margarita?
nachos.
Did you get a strawberry margarita? No.
No, I had a cosmopolitan.
That's us.
But
That's
you know
what I
what? We laughed our butts off, and we saw a lot of people. We saw Leon there. We saw April there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How
It
about
was
that, huh?
packed.
Let me tell you, Guac. You guys were smart not going to Guac's. Guac's was jam packed yesterday.
Oh, so you went to guacamole?
So we did, yeah. So we went to the mezcal place first, which is one of
The one in West Haven, the new
no,
place?
it's in no, we didn't go to the new place. We went to this place that one of my good friends' parents own, so they own the restaurant. It's in downtown New Haven. It's off of Exit 5. You know where Modern is? It's over by Modern Pizza on State Street. So we went there and it was really good. And then we wanted to go to Guac's just because some of our friends were going. So we just met them there for drinks. We didn't get any food. Plus the food is just so overpriced and
It's
not
such a
very
rip-off.
good.
And it's not even
So
that good.
yeah, exactly. Like it's not a good bang for the buck.
It's not.
So we just went for drinks and that party was pumping. I got everybody on their feet. It was all me. There's a DJ booth there, and I was giving them songs, giving them good tunes, and the party
They
was
had
going.
a DJ booth?
They did, and they had an outdoor dance floor. It was awesome. The police came actually. We got thrown out by the Bradford Police Department at 11 o'clock.
You gotta be kidding
No,
me.
that's serious. They kicked us out at 11 o'clock because we got the party too pumping. That the old people. Let me tell you, these Indian Neckers, bunch of old farts on Indian Neck. And I hope they watch the show and know that the young people are getting fed up by these old farts running the show on this Facebook page. It's bad.
I know.
Like they just the minute it's 9:50, they want it like it's college quiet hours.
They're
Like
ridiculous.
it's unbelievable. They called the police on us at Guacamole's on the restaurant. I was like, do you know what day it is?
It's Cinco de Mayo. Who cares if everybody has work
It's
tomorrow?
just unbelievable. They kicked us out. Police, Bradford Police Department.
You know what used to be good? Margaritas.
Margaritas was always good. Well, that place was slammed when we used to go to Margaritas on Cinco de Mayo. That place was nuts.
Yeah.
Remember Corey was the bouncer that one time. We went. He was there and got
Love
us in.
margaritas.
It really was. It was the best restaurant in town. You told me they're tearing the building down.
They are.
Where
Where the patio is.
What are they making it into?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
I have no idea what's going on, what they're planning on doing.
What's going on with this town, Coach? Five Below coming in. How do you feel about the Five Below?
You know, we're very classy.
Very classy in Brantford, huh? Five Below. And I heard that they're remodeling the Big Y.
They are remodeling the
That
Big
they're
Y.
making it into the way the North Brantford one is. They're going to put those garage doors in and...
Well,
make
you
it
know, it was a lot of
make it
fun going food shopping the other day. It took me forever because I could not find anything.
Oh, yeah?
Even the people working there. I'm like, do you know where I could find this? They were like, no, we have no idea. Do you know? And like, it took me forever, and thank God I went.
That's a world-class market right there. Big
Oh
Y.
man, and talk about old people. They just think they're the only people in the supermarket.
Oh, yeah?
It's like we're old, and if we feel like looking at every freaking package of chicken for 5 minutes straight,
We can.
we're just gonna do it. And finally, I'm just like, excuse me, I just need to grab this, and then they get so disgusted and run away from me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
The old people have really, I feel like, gotten a rejuvenation from all this COVID stuff because the world revolves around them because of COVID.
they are the most vulnerable.
They got like a pump up thing now that they could just dictate the pace. They're all over the place, the old people, dictating how things are running. It's unbelievable.
They're annoying. They really are annoying.
Round them up, right? Put them on the island.
No, I'm not
That's what I'm
saying
saying.
that.
Put them on the island.
I'm not saying that. I'm just send them to New York.
Just send them to New York.
Send them to the New York Island.
It's the old people are just, it's unbelievable how it's got to be so perfect.
Oh my gosh, that's why they're pressuring everybody to get vaccinated.
Well, yeah, that's one of the biggest. I haven't been harassed like this in a long time. I've gotten harassed by maybe like 6 or 7 people.
Who's
like
harassing you?
just people like that I know and people in town. I feel like everywhere we go, I go out with Lauren or I go out with my friends, and I feel like everywhere we go, we're getting like pressured by people that like are like, you need to get the vaccine. Like, you're so selfish if you don't get the vaccine. Like, they're like harassing us.
How are you selfish if you don't get the vaccine?
Because you don't care about others. You're putting others at risk by
Oh,
having
that's
the
such
vaccine.
bullshit. You know what? Nice try.
Yeah.
I got so annoyed because a couple of my friends were getting together and they're like, oh, I really love a martini. And they were like, has everybody gotten their vaccine?
Is that what they said?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to respond. Because if I need to be vaccinated to hang out with you, then I guess,
Well, yeah.
Not to be a jerk, but it's like I already had COVID.
Right.
I have antibodies. I'm fine. If you've been vaccinated, then it shouldn't be a problem. Like,
Yeah.
it's none of your business what I do for my health care.
Yeah.
I'm not going out and spreading COVID.
That's probably what it is.
I've been taking them, but then I forget.
You go on these excursions where you think meat is bad. Don't fall into that trap. Veganism is bullshit. It doesn't work.
I'm not being vegan. I've been eating chicken. And
Yeah, but chicken shit. You have grilled chicken once in a while, but you need those steaks. You need, like beef, like you need cow. Like the human body was made to eat cow. Like we are carnivores. We're not like, I know these vegan people try to sell you that shit, but they're the first person to wrinkle up. That's the truth.
That's true.
They're the first person to
I haven't
wrinkle
had a
up.
steak in like 2 weeks actually, since Christiane came over.
Yeah, look at that. See, get something on the grill. Get a burger going.
I know.
Get a nice,
Resistance is
get a nice
resistance is
cheese
futile.
cheeseburger going.
I'm so hungry. I'm so miserable. I'm so stressed. It's
Yeah.
like I have to say.
It's the worst. I feel like whenever you're really stressed out, you're automatically like so much more hungry. I feel like I'm one of those people that like when I'm under a lot of pressure, like I have to eat. Like I just get hungry like while I'm like stressed out. I don't know what it is. I just that's always how it's been. Like I just get like hungry, like really hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's weird because like I can go where like I don't eat from like the other day I didn't eat all day. Like I waited the entire day to eat. Like I didn't have a snack. I didn't have anything, and then I just had dinner. But then other days like I'll wake up and I'm like starved. Like I'm like I need food. Like I'm super hungry for the whole day. Like it's weird. I don't know what's up with that. I feel like that's like abnormal.
I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But
You have to start having a well-balanced diet.
that's what I think. That's what I've been reading online too. They say that you should have like 5 meals a day, but like it's like more well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like just carbs or something. But
Man, these allergies are killing me today.
my allergies have been so bad. Last night my eyes were like burning from all the pollen. It's so tough because especially like now during allergy season, you can't escape the pollen. Like the pollen is
so bad.
everywhere. Like it's on your car. It's the minute you touch your door handle and you bring it into the car, then it's on your steering wheel. So like it's like everywhere. Like there's no escape of the pollen. Like it's just it's.
I mean, I see
It's
people,
crazy.
their cars are completely green, like they're
Yeah.
covered in pollen.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It
and
is.
I forgot to take my allergy medication today because I was so rushed.
You can't
Trying
miss
to get
it. You
this
can't
house.
miss it. You'll
Yeah,
suffer.
I missed it today. And now
You'll
I'm
suffer.
coughing.
It's so
My
tough.
eyes are itchy. I don't
Mhm.
feel great. I'm like, oh, this is all stupid showing the house crap.
Pressure showing the house.
It is.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is a
really
lot of
It's
pressure showing the house.
It's brutal. It really is. I mean, I can only imagine it's so stressful, and it's weird to think about too. Not living in the same house that we've lived in now for 20 years. I feel like that's
It keeps me up at night.
yeah. Like, can you imagine calling somewhere else home that's not here?
No.
No. Like I can't even imagine like coming home and then it's like Florida.
Beautiful Pensacola.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I can go home and they just go to the beach in October, I'd be thrilled.
I mean, it is really beautiful there.
It is. It's much cheaper there too.
It is much cheaper.
It's all about the money. You know, it's all about the money. I mean, I know last week was a Star Wars thing, but I was laughing because the other day, Will, because me and Will are really big Star Wars fans, so Will watched the show that I was telling you about, The Bad Batch, about why they transitioned from clones to like the other stormtroopers, the Russian style, taking the child when they're born style troops, and Will goes, oh, so it's the Emperor's cheap. That's what it is. He didn't want to pay. He didn't want to pay the money for the clones, and then they talked about it, and we were laughing about it. But it's all about the money. That's what life is. It's all about the. It's all about the cheddar
Money's
cheese.
the root of all evil. It's not always about the money.
It's all about the money. Come on.
What do you mean? No, not everything. I've done a lot of things that I never got any money for.
No. I'm not saying doing things for money, but like in the grand, like living is it's all about like.
Well, it's a means to an end.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people now they try to make it where like money doesn't mean anything, but in the grand scheme of things, like money's how you keep score almost.
Well, I just think that it's a means to an end. If you want to, do certain things in your life, you're going to need money. You have to pay for it.
Mm.
The problem is a lot of people don't want to pay for stuff now.
Yeah.
That to me is what the biggest problem is.
Yeah. No, I agree. That is one of the biggest problems.
It's funny because my realtor, he goes, oh, I didn't even want to tell you, but we had, he was telling me like when other offers are coming in, and he's like, oh yeah, this one person tried to come in at this such a low offer that I literally like almost hung up the phone on him.
I would have hung up the phone on him. I would have been like, what are you doing?
But I'm like, how could you be so stupid to think like that you don't have to pay for even a house? Like, you want to bring your family, and it's just like, I'm going to just be a complete asshole, cheap ass, and just be like this complete jerk.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I remember when your father and I came here, like, there was so many things that were outdated.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously the property wasn't the same. But I just remember, like, thinking, like, wow, this is going to be a nice place to raise my family.
Yeah.
So that's what I keep hoping that we find, is somebody who just cares about a nice place to raise their family.
Well,
But you need money to do it.
You need money to do it. I mean, you have to see. I mean, Brantford's going down an interesting road.
Brantford's still a great place, though, to raise a family. Like,
No, it
I
is,
can
but
let
it's-
Olivia go out on her bike, and I don't have to worry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you think about this whole Rangers situation? I don't know if you followed it on the post.
Well, I knew about the other guy, but I heard the Rangers got in trouble.
They did today. They
So
got
what
fined. So
happened?
we have to recap this all the way back. Lauren, cover your ears because we're gonna bury the Rangers right here on the show. And I'm gonna bury a lot of other people because I've been going back and forth with people on Twitter, and I was very close to going back and forth with some people on Facebook. So I told you last episode about the whole situation with Tom Wilson and how he beat up that Rangers guy, the Panarin, who.
Right, and I remember I said I watched the video, and I think the Ranger fans were just being sore losers.
Yes,
the Rangers were being
100%,
sore losers.
100%. So they're still complaining about it. They're still bitching and moaning about so.
Well, yeah,
so
because
then-
they're saying the NHL isn't doing their job.
Yeah,
They don't,
because they hate this guy.
They
Because
hate
this
him.
guy,
You're
this
right.
guy is a 100% game changer. He's good, first of all. So this is the people always assume that if you're one of those type of players, like you suck at hockey and you just go out there to fight. Like Tom Wilson plays with Alex Ovechkin. He plays on the same line as the best goal scorer probably to ever play. So he's on the number one line on probably one of the best teams in the league. He is a skillful player who can score. And then he goes out there and he makes you crazy. Like he gets in your head. He plays the mental game, which is any general manager in the entire league would want that on their team. Like no doubt. Like anybody would be happy to have Tom Wilson as a member of the police. And then the Bruin fans that are like, "Oh, Tom Wilson's a punk." Look at fucking Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand's such a little rat on the ice. He's the biggest punk in the league. He freaking goes out there and licks people. Literally licks people.
That's disgusting.
Like, you want to talk about a punk. Brad Marchand's a punk on the ice. But anyway, so everybody's hating on Tom Wilson. That whole situation, Panarin instigated that whole situation. So they're all going after Tom Wilson, and Panarin was the one that instigated the whole fight. Like, he came out of his way to grab onto Tom Wilson and try to pick a fight with him. So then Tom Wilson kicked his ass. So now...
he started it, and Tom Wilson finished it.
He beat the shit out of him. And then, so then the Rangers front office released this whole statement about how they're so disgusted that the NHL didn't suspend this guy for the rest of the season, and that this is unacceptable and whatnot. So anyway, so then today, last night before the game,
Well, hold on. I also think that it was the New York sports writers too that edged it on. Because there were a lot of articles.
There was a lot of articles,
like,
and a lot
just
and
dragging
a
the
lot
NHL.
of the dragging the NHL, and then even the NHL like reporters, like the people that do like the NHL Network and Sportsnet Canada and all those guys, even they were dragging the NHL, which they're a
so
bunch,
that
they're a bunch of
incentivized the Rangers
babies,
to
though.
be even more sore losers.
Yes. But like there's such a bunch of babies on those reporters. Like I'm reading these articles and I'm just like didn't you play? Like, because a lot of the people that do the color whatever or do the analysis, a lot of those people are former players, and a lot of those former players were like people that did what Tom Wilson did. So I'm like, didn't you do the same thing throughout your whole career? What are you complaining about?
Right.
So, so like you said, so they're edging him on. So then the Rangers released this big statement about how disgusted they are with Gary Bettman and the NHL Players Association, or not the Players Association, the Department of Player Safety, and how they're disgusted with the league as a whole, and that the league deserves better, and people like Tom Wilson shouldn't be in the league, whatnot. So then, right before the game last night, the Rangers fire their entire front office. Just fire them. The owner comes down and says, "You're gone." Gets rid of them. Fires the entire front office.
For dragging the NHL?
So they said that it was not related, but then right before they fired him, they got a fine from the NHL for $250,000 for dragging the NHL. Gary Bettman fined them. Because, Gary Bettman's a little snake, but whatever. He can take the criticism. But... yeah, so they find the Rangers, and then they fire their entire front office, and now Chris Drury is the president of hockey operations and the general manager. So they brought in a new group. After that group went after the NHL.
Listen, they should have been fired anyway because they didn't make the playoffs.
Well, that's what they said, that they fired them because they thought the rebuild wasn't quick enough, and that they were upset that they weren't playoff.
The Rangers suck.
Yeah.
They suck.
They're
And
bad.
to be honest with you, they really needed to fire everybody there. And they have to rebuild that organization. They have way too much money.
Yeah.
And way too much clout, because you should be able to lure players to New York City.
To New York City easily.
Right.
Easily.
And the fact that they sucked so bad for so many years, they haven't won a cup since 1994. Inexcusable.
That is. Oh, I agree with you.
Inexcusable.
Especially playing in Manhattan and playing in Madison Square Garden.
You should be able to pay people less, and
Yeah.
just for the lure of coming to play in New York City. But you know what? They suck.
They do.
The
They
Rangers
suck.
suck.
But you know who's not sucking right now? The
Who?
Yankees are hot. Hot.
Oh,
right
you
now.
were just complaining last
Hot
week about how
right
much
now.
they sucked. And I said,
Well, they got
listen,
rid of that guy. They got rid of Jay Bruce.
Mhm.
Jay Bruce retired, and now they're hot. They're playing great,
well,
kicking the Astros' ass up and down.
I don't get too excited this early in the season.
When do you start getting excited about baseball?
Around July.
When do you start giving a shit?
About
July.
July.
July is when
Yeah.
summertime, mid-summertime baseball. It's like let's
Yes.
go, let's get it on.
Yeah.
When you're sweating your balls off on the third base line at Yankee Stadium. That's when
First of
you
all,
get-
I never really sat on the third base line. Only occasionally when your father bought those horrible tickets. I was
That
always
third
on the
base
first
line
base line.
sucks.
Always, because I was a big Don Mattingly
the
fan.
one time I sat in the third base line, I think I went to the game with
When I took you
Joe
to your first
Altruy.
game, we were on the third base
Were we?
line. Yes.
Not in the sun though.
No, because we had Al's tickets, so we were like in the main box.
Yes.
So we had the shade.
Yeah,
So we were a little
yeah.
large.
I sat in the sun one time and it's so brutal.
It is the
It's
worst
brutal.
experience that
It's
you will
so
ever
bad.
have. I was so annoyed.
I was sweating like a pig. It was awful. It was
Yeah.
the worst experience I think I've ever had. Thank God. But they have those great seats behind the plate, like up in that section 4 something, and like the upper
I
deck.
always
love
sat
it.
on
I
the
thought it was
first
great.
base line, and I never had a problem.
Yeah, well, the first base line, you got the nice overshade, and you're very
Yeah.
comfortable on the first base line. Well, that's why Rudy Giuliani sits on the first base line.
Well, I grew up a Don Mattingly fan, so I always wanted
Mm.
to sit by Don Mattingly, and then you have the judge in my field, so you
Yeah,
want
now
to be
you
near
have
me.
the
And
judge,
it's
yeah.
like, who the hell wants to go sit on the other side? All the winners are behind the Yankees
Well,
dugout.
now they like Red Thunder over there and left. They have Clint Frazier. in
Yeah, but
left
don't
field.
you
They
want
love
to sit
him.
behind the dugout?
Well, yeah, but those tickets are like $500.
No, but I'm saying, even if let's say you're higher up, you're still watching the guys going back to the dugout.
Yeah.
You know?
That's where they get good sight to boo on them when they suck at the plate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. Hey, the Yankee fans have been all over Giancarlo Stanton, and has a 13-game hitting streak and like 7 home runs.
You know what I found so funny?
Oh, we
Hold
get a
on.
call from over here. Mid-podcast, we're going to take a call. Oh,
No,
we're not.
I declined it. Do you know what I found so funny is that I'm watching the game and I see how everybody's socially distanced in the rich seats, right?
Mhm.
Then you look at the bleachers and they're all
And they're
packed
all
in
packed
there.
together.
And I'm
Let
like,
them know.
wait a minute, how come in the rich seats everybody's socially distanced, but then in the bleachers they're all standing next to each other, yelling and screaming. I don't even think they had a mask on, half of them.
No, they don't.
And I was like, boy, this really doesn't make any sense. But now they're saying that they're going to start doing the COVID where you have to have a vaccine.
Who said that?
Yankee Stadium, they're
So
going to have a COVID
they're
section.
requiring you to get the vaccine?
No, they're going to have a COVID section where many people can sit.
Okay.
And then they're going to have a non-COVID section where everybody has to be socially distanced. So all I keep thinking is, where are you going to put the bleacher creatures? Because I know half of them didn't probably get a
Well, I'm
COVID
sure.
vaccine.
How much you want to bet that they're going to make the
You think they're going to make
COVID
the
section
bleachers?
the bleachers? So if you don't get the vaccine, you sit in the bleachers.
That's
How much you want to bet? Don't you think that's a little weird though? Like, don't you feel like that's a little how do I say this? Like very class warfare almost, or like very divisive. Like it's like, look at you, go sit in the bleachers. If you don't want to get the vaccine, only the people in the vaccine can get the good seats. Like that's some bullshit. Don't you think that's some
Well,
bullshit?
Dad's very upset about the direction of the country, like in terms of
I'm
how
upset about
it's
the
gonna
direction.
be.
Let me tell you, this whole vaccine thing is another tool. I feel like another tool to divide the country. As if politics wasn't enough, now we're gonna bury you if you don't get this vaccine. Like, and we're gonna bury you socially, and we're gonna bury you, in
Well,
every way
Dad
possible.
was saying, like, they might say, oh, you can't take the subway. I said, what are you going to do with all the homeless? Half the homeless people that are all over the subway taking
Yeah.
a dump right on the platform, they're not going to be vaccinated. He goes, well,
No.
they won't have to be vaccinated, and nobody's going to ask them. It's just going to be the hardworking people.
Yeah, the commuters, the people that are going to work.
Yeah, that
are
they're
gonna
going to be
get
like,
screwed.
oh, are you sure that you're vaccinated? And, it's just the business conversations even. I got the vaccine. Did you get the vaccine? I got the vaccine. Which vaccine did you get? I got the Moderna. Oh, I got the Pfizer. Oh, and it's just like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
For a disease with a 99.7%
survivability
Yeah.
rate.
And then, like, how dare you say that? You know how many people died? Why? Because of Governor Cuomo?
Look,
Because of stupid policies?
And we don't even know. This is the biggest problem that I have with the COVID numbers. Is that if you scroll through every single COVID number, if we went through every death on that case, let's go through every death and find every death that was just solely COVID. A perfectly healthy person who's in tip-top shape, feeling good, and died from COVID. Let's go through and pick out that numbers. That's the number that you put of people that died from COVID, not the person that had a heart attack and then got COVID when they had
How about, like, the old people who had mesothelioma and, like, they had one foot in the grave.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, they got COVID. It's
like,
a COVID death.
we can't take that COVID number seriously. And look, in the grand scheme of things, how many people do we have in this country? 350 million people are in the United States, and the death toll is at roughly 200,000 people died.
And half of them had pre-existing conditions.
So 200,000 people.
I mean, there were some people who died of COVID, and I feel
feel
terrible
bad
for them. But, unfortunately, there are people who die of a lot of things.
No, I know there are people that die of a lot of things. But, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the number is very slim. The percentage-wise, the number is very slim. Out of 350 million people, if only 200,000 people died out of 350 million people, you did all right.
They're going to do everything they can to keep dividing us,
Yeah.
And now
No,
Joe
no.
Biden's talking about raising the taxes again. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. They're not going to be happy till we don't have a penny to spend. And then the rich keep getting richer, and people like us are just going to keep stagnating. Because we're never going to have the disposable income to get ahead.
Yeah. I know, that's why you want to move to Florida, just to secure some wealth, I guess.
Well, yeah, maintain our lifestyle.
Even though, even if they start raising federal taxes to bury you, you can only run so far.
Well, yeah, but then I won't have the Connecticut state taxes burying us. We'll stay
keep,
status quo.
Yeah, you can keep some of that money.
The problem
Stay
is
even.
that
Stay
when you have
500.
the Connecticut burying you, and the New York burying you, and then the federal burying you, because, it adds up.
Yeah. No, it
and
definitely does.
you start getting to that 50-60% of your income is just going towards taxes, and, it starts to have you diminishing returns. And
No, it
Dad's
does.
like, I'm ready to just have a hot dog stand. Why should I work 60 hours a week if...
I told Lauren, did you see the White Castle open up in Florida?
In Orlando.
And it was jam-packed. I
Yeah.
told her, I was like, we got to figure out a way to open a White Castle.
They're not a
here.
franchise. They're not a franchise. That's what's
Well,
so
then how did
frustrating.
they open up in Florida? How did that happen?
The company.
The company moved
company
down there,
itself.
huh?
No, like they decided to open a White Castle there. Like it's not like a franchise. Like I can open a McDonald's. You know, like I could start my own McDonald's. That's not how they work. Because I looked into it because I wanted to open one in East Haven years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right on Route 80 over there.
no, I wanted to have it right on I-95, like where the Wendy's is,
Yes.
by Home Depot.
Oh man, we'd be
I
breaking
figured
in.
every college kid would come, everybody on the highway. I wanted to be queen of the castle.
You did.
I was like, I'll be so rich, I'll be printing money. But it doesn't work that way. So
No.
it didn't work out.
I feel like we could petition the company to open something down here.
Carlos, there's so many different letter writing campaigns to White Castle to open. Locations.
It's so good that it's like it needs to
Listen.
get here. People need to understand.
There was a commercial when I was a kid. White Castle has the taste some people won't live without. And it was a plane flying by, dropping White Castle out of a plane. Because White Castle, like, they're just, I guess that's their brands. They're just not everywhere unless, you're in New York, New Jersey. Then you can find a lot of White Castles.
Yes. Oh man, I love White Castle. I go every
my
time.
grandparents used to take
I feel
me all
like
the time.
if you go into New York, you gotta just go get it real quick, like just to get a taste. I'd even take like one slider.
When we went to New Jersey, and like it was our first night, we dropped the kids off at Scott's brother's house, and Scott's brother's like, "Oh, when do you want to go for dinner?" I was like, "Can we get a White Castle?"
I know, Lauren didn't let us get White Castle the last time we were in Jersey. It's unfortunate.
I love
We
it.
went to the Olive Garden.
Ew.
No White Castle.
Well, we went to
What's up
White
with that?
Castle when we got back from Aruba.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Piggy pig, dude. Hit it twice.
A week later. No, because Gabriel, Presley, and Olivia wanted the White Castle.
Yeah, and I'm sure how many times did they go to White Castle in that week that they were in
They
Jersey?
didn't go to White Castle at all.
No way.
They didn't at all. That's why
No
they were
shot.
complaining. They were like, we didn't even get to go to White Castle one time when we stayed with Uncle
Well,
Ben.
Liv got that McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, I know.
She got that
It's
McDonald's
terrible.
breakfast that they like.
Gabriel was so frustrated. He goes, how do you go to New York?
Mm-hmm.
You're in Manhattan, home of the best bagel, and you say, let's go to McDonald's breakfast.
I know.
He's like, he
about
goes,
that.
no, I'm not going to McDonald's breakfast. I'm going to get a bagel.
Yeah, him and Prize went together.
Yeah, because I gave them some cash before we left. I was like, don't hit up Vinny and Lou for every single thing that you want. And
Well, they were telling me some funny stories about Liv giving it to the fellas down there.
poor Uncle Vinny didn't have a chance against Olivia.
I know. Liv just gives it to you, man.
Poor Olivia's been sick. I had to go pick her up twice this week.
I
at
know.
school.
So we got Liv the COVID test. So let's relax our viewers. Liv does not have COVID.
No.
We got Liv the COVID test. It came back negative. What are we thinking? So you think it's Lyme disease,
I think
right?
it's Lyme disease.
So she did get bit by that tick.
Yeah.
So we should get her.
I'm going to call the
Lyme disease
pediatrician and
test.
say, listen, can we just get her a Lyme disease test because she's achy, she doesn't feel good,
Mhm.
she has headaches. Because I'm like, maybe it's allergies, but she has like, she's usually a bundle of energy running around all over the place.
Yeah.
And she's just like achy and tired, so I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. I hope she's okay.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
What do you think about that whole situation in Colombia where they have 30 people dead?
I didn't know there were 30 people dead in Colombia.
Yeah, there's a big protest going on because I guess the people are fired up at their government because I guess their government there's like a tax overhaul plan, like that they were gonna bury their people in like these taxes, and they're like fired up, and then they like started a protest, and the police opened fire on the protesters
Wow.
and killed 25 people. So now like the Colombians are like burning down police stations
Good for them.
in Colombia. It's
Rise
crazy.
up.
They are rising up. It's nuts. Like I guess I was reading an article on The Hill. They said that they're trying to cut off cities and take over cities to push back against the government, and it's getting crazy in Colombia.
It's getting crazy everywhere. It's just that the news doesn't report it.
Well, I didn't even know about this story until I went on Instagram today and I saw a video of people lighting fire to the police station. It like came up on my newsfeed
Carlos,
from some random.
they're right. It's all
thing.
over Portland. Portland is the biggest shithole right now in the country,
Yeah.
and they never report it on the news.
Ever. Like they just.
We have
it's like
such a
it's like
corrupt
nothing
media.
is going on.
I mean, even the Germans are crazy now.
I know. I met somebody last night, and we were talking. Literally, some dude. Like I've never met this guy in my life. He was probably like 65 years old, and his wife is from Peru, and his wife was talking to Lauren, and I was talking to this guy, and I told him about the podcast. He said he was going to listen to it, but he's a big Trump supporter, and he was telling me how frustrated he was, and how frustrated all of his like his friends and the people that he works with, how angry they are, and still how angry they are because the media is so corrupt, and they just feed, even like Fox and those media, like they just feed bullshit all the time. They don't tell you what's actually going on. And he's like, I'm so frustrated because they had a 3-year investigation for this Russian probe when Trump won about how the Russians stole the election. And the Russians did this and the Russians did that. And he said, we made an accusation that they stole the election and it disappeared so quick that you never hear about it ever again.
Oh, well, Trump brings it up, and he's called it now. It's called the Big Lie.
Yeah.
The Big Lie. That's what he's named it. He's like, this is the Big Lie. It
Like,
has a name.
It has just, I feel like you
Well,
never hear
look
about
at
it
what
ever
happened
again.
with Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden, like they
Swept
buried
it
it.
right under the rug.
And, you know,
And they
now
covered it up with
Giuliani's
Giuliani.
getting in trouble
Yeah.
for investigating Hunter Biden, who's like such a freaking douchebag.
Mhm.
And I just want to apologize for using the F word so much the other day.
Yeah, the coach was extremely fired up the other day.
I use the F word quite a bit, but I was very angry thinking about Giuliani. Do you know what I'm excited about this weekend?
What's that?
Seeing Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live.
Well, yeah, I'm excited
I'm
about it too. Even
excited.
though that
I might actually
liberal,
tune
that
in.
liberal little shit, Pete Davidson was even like, I don't know what all these people are flipping out about Elon Musk being on Saturday Night Live. He was like, this guy is brilliant. He's, you know, he has a great company that he built from scratch. They're putting people on Mars. He's like, I'm really excited to be on Saturday Night Live.
That's what I was thinking.
He's like, I'm fired up. He's like, we don't have a no-name host for the first time in a while. He's like, people may watch.
Oh, well, I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
I haven't watched in ages. I'm actually going to tune in because I want to see Elon Musk on Saturday Night
I'm
Live.
excited for Elon Musk. We may have to watch that, Lauren. We're taping that. We're going to watch.
Listen, Presley's the king of the lights now.
He is the king of the lights. I know. Are you going to go to Clue? Tickets on sale. I see it every day.
I'm going on Saturday.
Oh, no. You caved? You're going?
I caved.
Why are you going?
Well, because he's been working so hard on the lights and stuff. I said, all right, I'll go.
I'm not going. I'm not going.
Well,
He's not in it. I'm not going.
Are you going to see
I'm going to see Gabe.
Little Shop of Horrors?
When's that? I haven't gotten any
Next
information
Wednesday,
on that.
Friday, and Saturday matinee.
We're going. Lauren, we're going. To see Gabe in the shop.
I need to figure out what my work schedule will be.
Well, don't you usually have Wednesdays off?
I have to check.
Okay. Well, we'll check on that. Where do we buy tickets? We gotta just go to the school and buy them, or
I don't know. They might be sold out already.
sold out? Sold out, really?
I'm not kidding you because of COVID. But we made sure we bought tickets for. So we bought 4 for opening night.
Right.
We bought 4 for the next show, like I guess the Friday night.
Yeah.
And then we bought 4 for the matinee. So
Okay.
we figured that way we'd have 2 tickets for you and Lauren. We'd have two.
Gabe
We'd have a
doesn't
ticket for
do the
Leon.
matinee, doesn't he?
He has to do the matinee because it's a blue cohort and an orange cohort.
You're shitting me.
I'm not. They all go to school. Carlos, please. I don't want to bore the listeners because I get bored by it myself. I get so bored by it myself. I'm so tired of the BS. I heard. I don't know if I can talk about it. Forget
Oh,
it.
come on. No, we gotta talk about it.
Let's just say even the libs are starting to go crazy with COVID.
Why are they going crazy with COVID?
Well, even they're like tired of the bullshit. They want to take off the masks. They want to see the singing. They want to see the acting.
So they have to do the acting with the masks on.
Yes.
And the singing.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I heard some future movies have the actors in masks.
Oh, fuck that.
That's what I heard.
Let me tell you, I know
Right,
that my
the
soap
movies,
opera
yeah.
people have been vaccinated because the sex scenes are back, baby.
Oh yeah, they're heating up.
Oh my
Heating
gosh,
up
I
on
was
there?
so excited. So
Oh,
me and Dad are
boy.
like vaccinated,
Oh,
and then
boy.
we'll see other people be like unvaccinated.
Unvaccinated. You can't come near me.
Yeah, like they're still 6 feet apart, but then there are other people where it's like na 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 na.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's so I forgot how much I enjoyed a sex scene on a soap opera.
Yeah,
I
I
have
can't
to
share
tell
that
you.
enjoyment. I gotta tell you.
No.
Well, I mean, I thank God we had Bridgerton during the COVID.
I heard about that. They talked about that a lot actually on the they had a couple articles about it in the Post. And
Well, it was
stuff.
so funny because I told my mom, I said, Mom, you gotta watch Bridgerton. So she goes, Lisan, I watched that show you told me. It was like pornographic. Well, she watched it.
They
though.
called it the Barstool guy said it was like soft porn. That's what they
I
said.
have to admit, it probably was.
I mean, you know
Not
what
that I
show?
watched
You know what show
hardcore,
was
I
like
wouldn't
that? Was gay porn or not porn? Game of Thrones.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones was soft porn.
Mm.
That's why everybody was into it.
See, I never watched that show.
See, they're full of shit when they tell you that it's a good show and that like the story is good. They're fucking liars. They're in for it for the porn.
They're in for it for the
Yeah.
sex.
Where they don't have to feel bad about it. Like they like, oh, well, we like the show. Like, no, you don't. You don't like that shit. That shit sucks. The whole dragons and stuff. Fuck that. That's dumb. But you're in for it for the porn. That's what they're
Really?
into. Yeah.
I may have to check out Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Wild.
I saw some movie the other day with the guy who played the brother from Frasier.
Yes.
And it was the craziest movie I've ever seen, man. But the actor who played opposite him in that movie was so hot. I was like, oh my gosh.
Coach.
I was like, ooh, it's been a while since I
What
was
is going on
actually
right
attracted
now
to
on the
someone
show?
on, huh?
What is going on with the hot actors on the show?
What do you mean?
No. But Dad left the room. He was sitting in on the show, and then he left. And now we're talking about soft porn.
Well, to
and
be
hot actors.
honest with you, the actor kind of reminded me of Dad
Oh,
from
yeah?
when we were young.
Mm.
So I'm watching this, and I was like, oh.
Old school Dad. Jersey City Dad. Back in the day.
Yeah, before 4 Children, Dad.
Before 4 Children and ND.
Before 4 children, stress, career changes, taxes, house. My gosh. So it was fun. I was having fun watching that movie, to be honest with you.
Well, I gotta say, I mean, we got to watch a lot of good TV, good movies, I guess, from Corona.
Well,
But let me tell you, I'm very excited to start going back to the movies regularly. Like I'm looking forward to that. That's one of the things that I'm excited about to come back.
Honestly, I can't look forward or feel excited about anything because I feel like I have a freaking axe over my neck all the time.
What is that with the vaccine?
With the whole house and everything.
Really? So you're really stressed out about the selling the house thing, huh?
You have no idea. I'm like, last week I was like crying.
Mm.
I'm like sick to my stomach over it.
Wow.
So it's like I can't even look forward to anything. I'm just like so miserable.
Mm. Very stressed out here at the Villa household.
It is.
With the house. What are you gonna do, Coach?
I'm gonna support Dad.
Yeah, you gonna sell the house?
Listen, your father moved to Brantford for me. And he's an Italian from Calabria, and that's a beach. He really wants to be by the beach.
No, I know. I get that he wants to be by the beach. But there's some good beaches up here.
Oh, there's not a good beach up here. Give me a break.
Misquamicket's nice.
Yeah, Misquamicket's nice, like for 1 month.
Narragansett's very nice. Maybe you take that money, you go to Dave Portnoy, go to Nantucket.
Nantucket, where they treat him like crap?
I know, did you see that?
Yeah, like they had him on the cover of the magazine. He
magazine
did so
and-
much
and-
for small businesses.
And
And they
went
just
after him.
dragged him.
And he loves it. He thinks it's like hilarious. It's so funny. I love following him on Twitter because he just like immediately he goes like, I knew it. He was like, I knew it was coming, and here it is. And they caved like little bitches.
I
Like,
feel
they love it.
it's so disgusting what they're doing in this.
They go
country.
after him all the time though. Oh look who it is. Fucking producer Prez just came in.
Press, our show sucked because you weren't here.
Yeah. You need to figure it out and get behind the back.
Yeah, I need everybody to see you in your nerdy umpire uniform.
Like this is some BS. We have that's unbelievable.
It really is.
We get a nerd and he's not even here to figure it out.
Even our nerd isn't helping us.
I know.
It's very frustrating.
You can't get any momentum when you gotta focus on the camera and,
Exactly.
the lighting and
That's what we need. We need somebody to take care of that stuff.
Yeah. I just want to be able to pick up the microphone and start talking. I don't need to. Setting all this stuff up. It's tiring. Making sure the connection's good, the sound's good.
Oh gosh, we're bitching so much. I think I wouldn't even tune into us this week.
No, that's alright.
Well, this episode.
Sometimes you need a little venting episode. I know. Well, you know what? To be honest, though, there wasn't a lot of news to even talk about.
Well, shouldn't we be
Like-
talking about Bill and Melinda Gates and Bill
No,
Gates'
nobody really
girlfriend?
gives a shit about that.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, nobody
I'm
gives
why
a
is
shit.
this on
That's the
news?
biggest problem with the news, is that the news reports stuff that nobody gives a shit about what you're telling us.
care
Like, nobody
less.
cares about Bill and Melinda Gates. Like, nobody cares how many people are vaccinated. Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody.
Nobody cares.
It's just like when people put on the Facebook, I'm crushing
You know-
COVID. I've been
Oh.
vaccinated. I'm just like,
Trump, whenever
Unfollow.
he came on the TV for
Uh-huh.
his midday press conferences, or when that hot blonde that he
Everybody
had
loved
that
it.
went on the...
everybody loved it.
It was one of the most viewed things on afternoon television.
Yeah.
that ugly hag that Joe Biden has, that redheaded bitch, they have all-time low ratings for Joe Biden's speeches and press conferences at the White House. All-time low. Nobody gives a shit about what that guy has to say.
Well,
or
they
his
don't
team.
say anything.
Well, did
They
you
don't
see that
say
they admitted
anything.
that their plan is to never take any questions? Ever.
Well, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
I have to get back to you on that.
They
I'll
didn't
get back
write
to
the
you on
speech
that.
for that question yet. It's such shit. But
Well, the press is letting him get away with it,
Yeah.
and that's what's so disgusting.
and that's why it's unwatchable. Like it's unwatchable television. Like I don't care because every time you turn on the TV, and Fox is just as guilty. Fox is just as guilty. I refuse to watch Fox. Like Fox is just as guilty. Fuck them.
I haven't watched him for I think since
Like,
the insurrection.
They're terrible. Like they are really bad. TV is so bad. The news is so full of it that it's like why bother watching? What are you gonna tell me that I already know?
Well, I
that
don't wanna
can
watch
come
propaganda.
around sense? Yeah.
You know, I don't want to watch lies and propaganda and nonsense, so I don't watch it.
It's crap.
Yeah, I might as well watch a movie. I might as well put on some soft porn.
Well, that's what I'm. Soft porn. Lauren. Soft porn. Bridgerton.
Bridgerton, so good.
Lauren doesn't like that.
Oh, please, she'd start watching it. She'd love it. It's so good.
Lauren doesn't watch any TV shows.
No?
She's not into the TV show. We watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. That's what we watch.
I watched some of
Did
it
you
yesterday.
watch-
It was so boring.
Oh, it was a boring episode. We're watching it tonight when we go home.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
boring.
boring. It was a bad episode.
I only made it through some of it, and then it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, oh,
5 o'clock in the morning. What the hell were you doing all night?
I couldn't
watching
sleep. I had the
stuff?
owl outside the window.
Yeah, the alien looking at you. Some nibs called the aliens in, huh?
It was scaring me, and then, so then I said, oh, let me just get out of the bed, and then I put on Real Housewives of New Jersey, and then it was 5 o'clock, and I was like, oh, forget it. I might as well start cleaning because I have these people coming over here today.
The house, the selling of the house is a killer.
It's the worst thing.
Because you know what the problem is that the whole showings in like the middle of the day throw the whole day off. Because I feel like you're doing something and then you have to stop doing what you're doing and run away.
Yeah.
And it's like it
I
cuts
have
your
a
day.
poor
it
day and
cuts
has
your
like
day in half.
meetings
Yeah.
and like I won't even schedule an audit. I'm just like I'm not available that day. We
Yeah.
have to do it this day.
I
So
don't
tomorrow
blame
I have audits. So tomorrow if they like somebody needs to sit out, I'm like no.
you. You're gonna be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just
I'm
like
swamped.
yesterday. Yesterday I was like no. People wanted to come see the house. I was like I can't.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you boxed Mother's Day off.
Oh, I
How's that?
totally did. I'm getting my breakfast in bed.
That's right.
I'll probably be drunk by noon.
Really? Early drinking?
Of course, it's Mother's Day.
So what are we ordering for dinner? What's the dinner plan? Because there's no shot you're cooking if you're drinking by 12.
Somebody was asking me about dinner, and I really don't have any answers.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm more of a breakfast person.
You're more of a breakfast? What are you thinking? Like waffles?
Well, Dad's gonna,
Oh, Dad's getting out of bed, doing a little pancake action.
Dad always does breakfast in bed for me.
Oh well, last year it was a little.
Like I was thinking maybe
little action.
quiche. I like the quiche.
Oh,
I like
so
the
you want what is this
bacon.
fucking health shit?
quiche is not health.
You know those fucking fresh market.
I
quiches
like them.
Are, you know what that screams? That screams health.
I
That
like
screams
the
ass.
quiche. I like the bacon. I like the
Bacon's
English
okay.
muffins.
English muffins are good. So maybe like a little eggs. Do an omelet maybe.
I don't know. Gabe's kind of a good cook. I guess maybe he
Gabe
could
can get in
throw
there.
together an omelet.
Yeah, you got it. You can do it.
I don't
Plus
know. We'll
Press gave a
see.
shit.
But Present's in the bed with me.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
It's his
So
birthday.
Press is getting breakfast in bed?
Yeah, so the
I'm
two of
getting
us are gonna have
I'm
breakfast in bed
noticing
together.
It's
We
gonna be
did
great.
that the last time it was his birthday. He was like 5 years old. 4 or 5 years
Now
old.
he's 15. Things change.
16.
16,
The
yeah.
tradition continues.
Tradition doesn't continue shit.
Oh, come on. I
It's all
think it's
Gabe.
gonna be great.
Gabe's got it.
Gabe, Dad,
Gabe
Olivia.
and Max, who's licking his dick on camera.
Olivia that I have to call the pediatrician because I have to get her a Lyme disease test. Oh, I'm so...
What an
I just-
interesting show today, huh?
This is the worst show ever. And we had such a great show the other day.
Well, you know what? You know why? Because the other day we got to just talk about things that were fun and
Right.
the memories that we had with how great Star Wars was. But we had to come back with news shit and the aggravating life that is Joe Biden's United States and our stressful lives, and it's shit. Because honestly, I can't watch the news to tell anybody about the news because the news is full of shit, so I don't care.
The news is awful.
Like the
And the news is all that divide and conquer too.
Yeah,
Like it's
just crap.
it's Carlos, it's just so bad.
Mm.
It really is so bad right now.
You know what we'll do?
What?
Next episode, I'm gonna post on our Facebook page a question thing, and we'll have viewers and fans write questions, and we'll answer the questions live on the show.
That would be great.
So that's what we'll do. All right. So for everybody watching, get your questions ready, and on our Facebook page, the Make the Right Play page on Facebook, write your questions on the page, and we'll answer them during the show, and we'll get a little live Q&A going or something.
Oh God, I hope people aren't like, did you get your COVID vaccination?
No, we're gonna get that question.
Did you get the Pfizer or the Moderna?
Yeah, no doubt, we're gonna get that question.
Oh God, I'll just.
I know, it's so bad, right?
It really is so bad.
I actually want
Look,
to...
even your father's coughing now. I swear the allergies are ridiculous today. This is just hell on earth. I can't take it.
It is hell on earth. I agree with you. What? I'm looking for something on... Okay, so it's September 20...
You know, it's so funny because Charlotte loved our Star Wars episode.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, that was such a great show. And then she sends me a text, do you think Mom had a crush on Han Solo? That's why she took us to see Star Wars so much. And I was like, absolutely.
Harrison Ford, great looking guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people had crushes on Harrison Ford.
Wasn't my time.
Were you Mark Hamill? You thought Luke Skywalker. That little bitch, Luke Skywalker.
Well, I was 4. I was 4, so yes, I was more attracted to the little bitch than I was
Luke Skywalker.
That scruffy Han Solo with the attitude.
Talk about Hayden Christensen, though. Who's coming back?
He's guy. But my sister already called him.
Oh, yeah?
She's like, I still like Anakin.
I know, I'm looking forward to that Kenobi show when it comes out. Are you going to watch it, Kenobi?
Probably not.
No? You like The Mandalorian, though. You watched The Mandalorian.
Yeah, but it was also COVID, and it was like, oh, I'm going to,
But I think Favreau's helping out on Kenobi. Would you watch it then?
maybe. Yeah, I just feel bad for what they did to that lady.
Oh, yes. Oh, God, what is her name?
Gina something.
Gina Carrara or something like that.
I don't like the way that they're treating people. Anybody who likes Trump is treated like trash.
That's how it is now, Ma. If you have an opinion that's inadequate to the leftist view or the common view of the liberals and the progressives.
I know, but that's why it's like I don't know if I want to watch some bullshit show that.
Well, yeah, a lot of people canceled their Disney Plus memberships because of that.
I don't blame them.
But I'm too much of a nerd. I won't do it.
You know what show I love is the show Moody's. I gotta watch that show. Yeah.
Remember what was that show they used to watch all the time with Larry David? I think it was. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I wasn't even watching that, but it was Bill Benny who told me about Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's like, you gotta watch it, and it was funny.
It was funny. You liked that show?
Yeah, it was funny. I did catch myself laughing out loud a few times.
I know. Maybe we'll have to give that a watch. Oh, I'm getting a fat no data again. This is unbelievable. Excellent connection back. All right, what's going on here?
And where's Presley? Presley's here and he's still not
He's hanging out in
helping.
the kitchen. He doesn't give a shit. So, awful show, but it's whatever.
Worst show ever.
We're due for a bad one. We had 16 good ones, so we were due for a tough show.
Yeah, it was a bad show.
But
You should burn that thing.
You should shut your mouth, okay?
Prez, don't even walk behind the camera. Don't even fucking walk behind the camera.
Look at him with his badge,
You
his
suck.
nerd
You
badge,
suck.
his umpire nerd
Don't
badge.
even walk behind it.
You guys are at 5%.
Yeah, I know I'm at 5%. I know. Maybe if I had a producer to plug in the camera.
Oh, Presley.
No help. No help at all.
Press has a dark
I'm
side.
so busy.
He
So
is
busy
so
doing
busy.
what? Lights.
And umpiring.
Lights, umpiring, taking care of pooches. This guy, man, he has a lot going on.
But next week I'll be back.
Good.
Unbelievable.
Well, at least we don't have so Gabe's show is not, it won't interfere with our show, so we should be good.
No, it won't interfere with our show. So that is, yes, that is correct. It won't interfere. Because it's Wednesday, and we don't do Wednesdays, we do Thursdays, so we're good. Alright, excellent. Excellent. Yes, everybody go see
I'm so sorry,
what is
I'm
it?
yawning at myself.
House of Horrors? What is it?
Little Shop of
Little
Horrors.
Shop of Horrors at Bradford High
Little
School.
Shop of Horrors.
The House of Horrors.
Go
That's
see
what I
it.
feel like I'm living in
Go
right
see
now.
it.
It's the House of
Don't
Horrors.
go see Clue at Notre Dame, it's gonna suck. Alright.
That's a lie. The lighting
It's
will
gonna
be great.
The best lighting ever.
Thank you guys for watching today. We're never going on live stream again.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Goodbye.